happy to meet everybody here. Love to see Yana, which actually is a joint customer for Base and Captivate. So this is super great. I'll give you the gist about Base, but before I start, we also have Kara from NICE here. So maybe just drop in and say hi, Kara.
Hi, I am here. Hi, Gal.
Cool. And Kara is the director of advocacy at NICE, and she's going to share a little bit more about their experience with us. And I'm kind of going to, I know that we're on time, so I'm going to try to also do the timer as well. Sorry for that. Anyways, so Base is a holistic customer marketing platform. What's unique about us is that we have the advocacy use case, the reference use case, community, lifecycle marketing, all in one platform. If you're dating us, we're looking for companies who are mid-market, enterprise companies who are mature teams. They have at least one customer marketing in place. You can see we work with big companies like Broadcom and Adobe, but also mid-market companies like Druva, who has about, I want to say 300, 400 employees. And we support the different use cases. So the holistic approach of lifecycle marketing and advocacy is what we're great at. We also think that when we date people, we want to partner with them in life and in work. And this is kind of what's, I think, our dating profile. If you're dating us, you should know that we're the best support in the category for over 3 years in a row now. We're a high performer. We have companies that's been with us for 4 years and 3 years. And, I have here, we mentioned Druva. So this is Ashley from Druva that, left a review 2 years ago, and she's still with us. And we're also the most secure in sense of like SOC 2 compliance and ISO and all that, and the most innovative. We released 30 features just in the last 6 months. We have Real AI. I'm going to show a little bit of that. From a product perspective, and if we have time, also show a little bit of it. But we are, like I said, multi-platform in the sense that you could use us only for advocacy anywhere. You could use it for advocacy in-app, inside your community, existing communities that you have, like Gainsight, Salesforce, Chorus, Higher Logic community, whatnot. You could use this as a standalone advocacy hub. Maybe you're familiar with that from Influitive. Those are some of the aspects on advocacy. You could run standalone advocacy with no login. Then you could have a community. You could have a reference program, which we'll talk about in a minute. Lifecycle marketing, upsell, cross-sell, adoption journeys, retention marketing. We really think that customer marketers are stepping on to become that quarterback, that person that's going to run a lot of the customer engagement. And we want to help you scale that with automation and AI. There's like 9 different ways, including AI, finding advocates, helping you nominate them to the program, helping you grow your programs, helping you generate user-generated content so you don't have to spend so much time on that, or search the perfect advocate, the perfect reference, and so on. What you can see here is some of our dashboards and some of the ways to look at advocates in your program, their activity log and their health score, their engagement score, and so on. Maybe Kara will share from NICE, and if not, this is their hub, and this is their community, and this is their gift shop, and they can do rewards, but they could also do free training and credits and things like that, and different journeys. Then when we think about, some of our features around references, we believe that we're the most relevant for enterprise kind of reference approach. So we have a lot of configurations in sense of workflows. And, we're for certified partner. You could give your sellers different ways to engage, from Slack and, of course, inside CRM and a web app, all ways, all different flows. It could be peer-to-peer kind of self-serve. It could be managed. It could be a combination. You could have 1 approver, 2 approvers, and so on. The emails could go out from the company, from the contact, and so on. A lot of configuration. And the great thing, you configure it, or our CSM configures it. You don't need the Salesforce admin to do all this. So that's super great. A few of our new things, lastly, is, we've just acquired Laudable a couple of months ago, which helps you surface more advocates and more content from your calls, like Gong recordings. We've launched an integration hub with more than 300 integrations out of the box. We have AI tagging. We have advocacy and loyalty programs, automation tiers and levels and things like that. Chat through a Slack bot, and now we're also doing a Teams bot. Engagement scores that help you understand which of your customers and advocates and community members are super engaged and what to do with them next. And we're also launching a new design. You can kind of have a first glance at it. We're going to launch it this quarter. So that's a little bit about Base. I'll, let Kara take it from here. I'll share, actually, before that, I see that I have a little bit of time. So just to show a little bit of what we do is, this is the example of a reference management inside Salesforce, and you can set, parameters automatically and whatnot. And then the system will just help you find the best matching reference inside CRM, and sellers could still see why this is a great match, right? They have the product and choose it and make the connect. And these are some of our aspects, in sense of like looking at the different activities you can run with your customers, including surveys. Again, we don't just want to think about advocacy. We want to think about feedback. We have Indeed that does feedback, voice of customer campaigns, or education motions, and so on. And we talked about NICE, so this is their hub, which Kara will share a little bit more about. But we also run communities like in Telium. So these are just some, we don't have much time. And this is the laudable example of capturing voice out of a call from Planful, for example, one of our customers. So really, Base is a robust platform. You can start very small, just with, hey, we just want voice of customer from call recording from Laudable. Let's start just with that little piece, zero integration. Connect your gong and you're done. We want a reference program. We want an advocacy program. We want lifecycle marketing. We wanted a full kind of approach. Base is there for you and will grow with you in your programs. With that, I'll actually move to Kara and share her screen. Go. I'll share the screen.
Thanks, Gal. Yeah, I love everything that Gal said is kind of the reason that we chose to go with Base. So a little bit of background about kind of our journey with Base, I guess, is a few years ago when I started at NICE. NICE is a customer experience software company, kind of in that mid-level range. We have about 9,000 employees worldwide. When I started, we kind of joined around the time that our customer marketing and advocacy teams were sort of evolving. So when only a matter of weeks after I started, our little reference program, which was servicing kind of a small line of business, got moved over to the corporate side of the business, and we kind of adopted a lot of other lines of business and evolved into be this more corporate customer advocacy team rather than reference management for a small line of business, which we were doing before. So it became a really organic time for us to look at everything, all the tools that we had, and see how we could consolidate so that we could scale, because we didn't get a lot of extra headcount. We were just expected to do more with less, as most companies are. So if you go to the next slide, you'll kind of see all of the programs that our team now does. We're in charge of customer content and creating case studies and video testimonials from our advocates. NICE Shine is our reference program. So providing reference calls to sellers and making sure that process is really easy so that our sellers will use it, and making sure that it is a mutually beneficial experience for our customers to participate in. We also manage our executive customer advisory board. So these are kind of the C-level executives from our customers to make sure that we're aligned with their strategies. And then the bottom two are our customer communities. So the NUG stands for the NICE User Group, and Club One is a loyalty program for supervisors who are sort of our super users and are the most strategic clientele for our business. When we took all of this on, we were using many different tools to manage each aspect of our advocacy programs. Some of them talked to each other, some of them didn't. We didn't really have anything for pushing out asks and sending rewards and stuff automatically. So we knew we needed a new vendor anyway, and we thought, let's look and see what's out there. And Base was one of the many that we looked at. And the thing that honestly, the things that Gal was saying are the reasons that we ended up choosing Base, was because they really have been a partner from the beginning. Not to mention, we were able to build our communities with Base, move our entire reference program to Base, coordinate all of our customer content and house it in a library through Base. Everything that our team needed to do, we could do with one vendor, and that was huge. We knew that we needed to simplify and consolidate, and we ended up saving money because we could consolidate all of these different tools that we were using into one platform. So it's easier for us, it's cheaper for us. We have one point of contact, and they're, really are the best support and partner that we could ask for. And because we did that, we're able to achieve a lot of wins. We're pretty proud of these. We can track how much influence how much pipeline we influence through our reference calls. We are able to fulfill 98% of the requests that come in. It's contributed to increase in our advocates and memberships in our communities. And the best part is that we can do it all in one place. And it's invaluable, as I'm sure many of you are on small little scrappy teams. We need to be able to have things be simple, and that's what Base provides. This is an example of the data that we provide as part of our QBRs that we can easily pull from Base for our communities. So, yeah.
Thank you, Kara. I think our time is up.
Kara, thank you so much. That was a great storytelling. And Kara, I hear about NICE all the time, and it's nice to meet someone face-to-face from there.
Good.
So congrats on all your great program results. Gal, thank you so much.